for a real race today after the only race they had yesterday. Bruno Rossa, Prada Pirelli had a systems failure, and they were in many ways simply just gifted the 1 point. And I know they would rather have been racing and finding out more about the opposition. It'll be port entry for INEOS Britannia, 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and 2 minutes for the defender Emirates Team New Zealand. Race number 6. What can we expect?
Yeah, stand by for some good action here. Both these teams, no stranger to match racing, so going to be some fireworks.
3, 2, 1. Should be sweet, just watch you don't gain on it.
Rotation in here, Lammy. Coming up.
Solid entry by INEOS Britannia there.
I think it's all the way across here. Angle for now. Hey, just flat boat.
In comes Emirates Team New Zealand at pace.
Not far off a piece here.
2, 1, coming up.
All the way, come on.
Hey, going fluid now.
Stay with it. 20 seconds.
Moving.
You're going into a circle pick.
1.
All the way around.
Hey, moving. Holding board.
Copy. Anything shape.
Way around.
Copy.
Up. Hang on, cover that high mode here.
And it's coming in.
Down if we can.
I will.
Nice and smooth here. Holding the board here for a sec.
They're just trying to live above us at the moment.
Back in. They don't tandem.
Hey, 2, 1, going board.
Like they're going up into zone 1.
Hey, big main on here, lads.
I was saying bigger left is
20, via there.
possible chance of dummy them here.
15.
Working away. Okay, let's go, come down if you can. Try to dummy them into it. Working
7.
Yep. Yeah, coming down. Yeah, jumping here. Coming left. No, no.
2, 1, vortex.
Fire wheel. Okay. Heel here. Let's go. Fire wheel. 2, 1, going board. Okay, 25. Yep, my wheel.
Emirates Team New Zealand right in the dirty air there of INEOS Britannia as they come in towards the start here with 45 to go.
They're on 2.
Still a lot of time to go, 43 seconds. Need to do something.
Not killing them much.
Going board. Big main on here, lads. Smashing it in.
2. Take tack with us. Board down.
2, 1, 3.
The Emirates Team New Zealand will match here and try and lock INEOS Britannia to windward here. They're slow off the foils. Big trouble for INEOS Britannia here.
Man's coming right under Big Easy's billets.
Expect a huge lead from Emirates Team New Zealand here. INEOS Britannia absolutely parked there. Time on distance for Emirates Team New Zealand.
Inside the last 10 seconds to start race number 6 of the Louis Vuitton Preliminary Regatta. And it appears advantage Emirates Team New Zealand, the defender of the 37th America's Cup. And they are away, and INEOS Britannia is in a bit of bother.
Beautifully executed pre-start there, Emirates Team New Zealand. INEOS Britannia possibly trying to do too much in the pre-start and just got themselves just too slow in these conditions and off the foils.
We could hear in the comms they jibed inside, and Ben was a bit surprised. I mean, I just don't think they followed the game plan.
Go main. Back boat Swiss. Yep. My trap here. My trap. 3 is in the left. 8 is 80. Try and focus on seeing how we can minimise the loss. Yep. Getting past intersection in 10 seconds here. Going towards final matron.
Just looking at a replay here of the start. Emirates Team New Zealand doing a really nice job of just spearing the boat inside nice and smoothly. INEOS Britannia just down speed a little bit low on the ride height, picking up a lot of drag off the foils and ultimately dropping off into displacement mode.
No space to come down and accelerate. They were just completely chicken winged up there.
It was a tight turn, and that inside foil, just not enough hydrodynamic speed over it to lift the boat out of the water.
Let's go into chase 0 with Peter Lester. A start maybe where pressure applied by Emirates Team New Zealand paid off, Pete.
Nice push off the line, guys.
Yeah, I thought INEOS got a bit chicken winged up, but also I think what we saw there from Emirates Team New Zealand is how manoeuvrable they are and how at low speed they can keep the boat elevated above the water. And that's the first time I've seen the New Zealand really optimise their manoeuvrability advantage that they seem to have, and also their placement in terms of that pre-start build-up was impeccable. That was really a bit of a sailing lesson there by Burling and Nathan Outridge.
15 or 20, so if this goes right anymore, I'd be pretty keen to tank over this ladder line.
That's 200.
Might as well wait for them, yeah, they're right.
Agreed. Don't give them leverage.
Open course. I've probably already gone, but all good.
No, they're still clear.
Understood. I want to wait all the way, it's just come back.
I remember at the Cup in Auckland discussing how good Emirates Team New Zealand
it's
were
too
in
right
match
anyway.
racing, that they had some flaws. It was a weakness in their armoury. But just seeing that level of execution
5,
Nice
against
race,
the British boat,
2,
that's quite
1.
something else.
I want to be on the beach.
In your Speedos.
No, I want to be on the beach looking at these magnificent boats fly. That's a natural
Thanks for even
grandstand
it.
you cannot buy, and we're here in Barcelona for the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup.
Just
It does
inside
not
of
get
us,
too much
200,
better.
Nice riding.
Glenn, you're used to sitting on that boat with Pete and Blair and Andy Maloney. I mean, what do you think of that execution at that start and how they're sailing today?
Yeah, look, that was a really, really nice job by the guys, and I think, you know, these boats now being, you know, lighter than they were previously, the longer span foils, you just get so much more glide in the pre-start than you used to do in the last America's Cup. So really, you know, all the factors go into your design and what you can actually do with it, and as a sailing team, you need to then be able to learn how to use what tools you've got, and I think we saw there fairly clearly, you know, Emirates Team New Zealand doing a nice job of just coasting up underneath INEOS Britannia there.
A magnificent view of the boat. His name's Taihoro, going through attack and just racing into the top mark for the first time in the battle against the official challenger of record. And it will be Emirates Team New Zealand going around the top mark for the first time. And I hate to use this word over and over again, but they are doing it confidently.
Hold on, currently. Boundary job for me.
Nice right phase. Aye.
Not a lot of breeze there, and 84 kilometres an hour top speed in the bear away. It's it just shows you how efficient the boats are in this lighter air.
Maybe going a little wider just here, but
Better on the bow still. Happening, by the way. Might as well push this one.
INEOS Britannia fine to go around 38 seconds behind. It all comes down to the start, but we know these boats are fast, but one fast boat, another fast boat. These errors, unforced errors or pressure put on are going to cost teams
Just before
massively in this cup.
Leading down slow. We're holding this tempo. Nice. I can do it. Okay,
Just having a look at the ghost boat options here, Shirley, for INEOS Britannia. Have they got anything that the simulator's saying? No, there's not. It's such a smooth, even day, even course wind. There's really not a lot of options there. The start just being so critical to get off the line well.
You might get a header as we go here.
It's coming nice.
We know that Emirates Team New Zealand spent the hour before their
Soft through
start
the middle of the breeze on
practicing,
either
almost
boundary.
against a ghost boat, just really refining those pre-start techniques and timings, and
Happy going one and in.
really they were ready to go.
Absolutely, it's all about getting comfortable with the conditions and dialing the boat in and dialing your eyeballs in as well. And you know, they obviously did a good job of that in the pre-start with the coaching team and the wider team to dial everything in for the conditions.
If you're Ben and his team, you have to get the maximum out of this race, don't you? You have to really concentrate on pace and try and get as much information as you can.
Let's go on to chase zero. Pete, this is a nice lesson being learned, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's some takeaways from this one. For me, manoeuvrability of the New Zealanders. And at that top mark, that 37 seconds, that equates to 33 boat lengths that they're ahead at Mark 1. It'll be interesting to monitor that delta as they go around the course, but that first beat was impressive, and they capitalised on that beautiful pre-start, the New Zealanders. For INEOS, they'll just want to now try and minimise the loss and see if they can match the New Zealanders boat on boat for speed.
Emirates Team New Zealand heading towards the bottom mark for the first time, and they're in control of this race number 6 of the Louis Vuitton Preliminary Regatta. We'll talk about sweet spots in just a moment, because I'm keen to understand from Glenn and Shirley where a boat finds its sweet spot is what you called even wind, Glenn. So we'll take Emirates Team New Zealand around the bottom to complete leg number 2 of race number 6. Doing it comfortably. So how do you find a sweet spot in the boat when it comes to wind?
It's a matter of making sure you've got the right sails up, number one, and also the right settings on the boat. Huge amount of settings and adjustability that the guys can do, both on board the boat and also getting set up from the chase boat and on shore. So making sure you've got it dialed in is really important.
INEOS Britannia about to complete leg number 2. The delta's come down somewhat because they're really honking it downwind, and the speed is a lot quicker downwind as the starboard board goes up and they start leg number 3.
Okay, stay level second. My trap. Your trap lads can get past an intersection.
I thought the downwind performance was actually pretty solid there from INEOS Britannia. It looked like they were sailing the boat well and the pace was good. So I think just not getting off the start lines just really hurt them there.
Push the boundary, 20 seconds.
Okay, 15 seconds. Breeze is still mean. It'll increase in 5. Stand by here. Good press. 2, 1. Board down. 2, 1. Made. Turning. My will. 2, 1. Down board. Got the back.
Like a skinny one.
Punchy breeze here at the moment.
Go tempo. 27. He's coming.
Let's go to one of the chase boats. This time it's the chase boat of Emirates Team New Zealand. Coach Ray Davies joins us right now. Ray, great start and the payoff's huge.
Oh yeah, great start. Fantastic start. The boys are match racing really well. Really pleasing to see. Huge amount of effort from Sam and JJ, practicing in the sim beforehand, and great to see a plan come together.
The importance of that sim, Ray, when we're talking about, you know, computers to the real thing, how much advantage is it giving all the teams?
It's just the level you have to be playing at these days. It's just technology's moved on, and all teams have simulators. I'm sure all teams are gaming before the day and practicing, and we're trying really hard to give our sailors enough capacity to be able to practice and get in the zone and be tuned in for the conditions. And no, it's really, really pleasing as a coach to see the guys match racing so well.
Ray, how surprised were you about how dominant they were over the British team?
Look, it's really hard when someone gets the upper hand. Obviously, the team has the capability of manoeuvring the boat really, really well and accelerating really well. So we feel we can throw the boat around and keep control. And if you're on the back foot, you're seriously on the back foot in these boats. And no, look, INEOS tried to do a little double tack there and obviously try to start separated to windward, and we were able to match and keep the pressure on and give them a bit of gas. And, yeah, it's pretty brutal with an advantage like that.
Something else to enjoy. I always appreciate time. Harder questions coming as the regatta moves on.
Thank you. No worries.
If you are watching the America's Cup class yacht for the first time, it is something to behold when you see a rudder and a foil in the water and some 7-ton boat flying along at 40+ knots. But it defies physics as far as I'm concerned, but boy, it is a special moment.
So the defenders obviously race in this event and then race again. They join in the round robin, and then we don't see them for a while. I mean, Glenn, for them, how important is it to really dominate this?
Emirates Team New Zealand coming into round the top gate to complete the halfway stage of race number 6 here in the Louis Vuitton Preliminary Regatta. It looks like a comfortable race around the course for the defenders.
The guys just cruising around at the moment. Not a lot of stuff here. Could possibly be a little intersection here as they're going upwind, but they won't get themselves too chicken winged up there.
Just try and keep it
Very, very smooth sailing conditions here really, really a drag race downwind here, and pretty easy to sail the boats in these conditions.
You sometimes have to ask the question when you're beaten at the punch at the start line, how deflating it is for the rest of the race, that you know potentially you've been outwitted at the critical point, the start of the race. But we'll talk about that in just a moment. We'll get INEOS Britannia around that top mark as they will complete the halfway mark of race number 6 here in Barcelona.
100, hit it boys. 20, 30, slow the turn. Okay, my trap.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, lengthening the course to 1.9 nautical miles.
Hey, 20 seconds this way. Lifters, averages, stand by.
You see the puffs and the lulls there on the course from the Capgemini wind field. Lots of dot-to-dots there. You can see Emirates Team New Zealand just on the edge of a puff there. You should see them increase their boat speed a little as they sail into that puff. Not a really nice lane there, unfortunately, for INEOS Britannia, having to transition a few quite big lulls there. So you can see the deficit in speeds just in those lighter winds. You're really looking for the darker pressure on the water to accelerate. Fantastic shot there of the Cyclors. Marius van der Poel, Dougal Allen, Louis Crosby and Hamish Bond on the pumps. And just see some of the screens down there in the cockpit of what the guys will be looking at. They'll be looking at the hydraulic system there, making sure they're in the right gears. Nath having a little geese over the back there at where the English geezers are. I probably shouldn't say that, but our English mates, the British, they'll have a good chuckle at that. Really, it is a drag race once you don't get off the start line, and such a difficult one there, and not much they can do at the moment except for follow the Kiwis.
You know, we talk about the cyclists as many great stories. You look at Hamish Bond, right? Double Olympic gold medalist like our very own Shirley Robertson, then decides to get off a rowing boat, hop onto a cycling when it goes to a Commonwealth Games medal as well on the Gold Coast. And then suddenly says, I'm not done with yet. I like the hurt locker. I want to be a cyclor. Man's a beggar for punishment.
And it is a massive hurt locker. It is hot, it is airless, it is full on for those guys.
Yeah, it's only a little bit more than us.
Emirates Team New Zealand about to head up for the penultimate leg of race number 6. They've already got a win yesterday, but they really wanted a test today to again just look at where they are as a race team and see what the opposition is like, particularly the official challenger of record in INEOS Britannia. They'll come in at just under 42 knots and round the bottom mark for the last time and head up on leg number 5.
They still left here, so all the way.
Actually, got maybe a slight high mode here for...
Yeah, this will feel like the never-ending race for the British here. Unfortunately, Shirley, there's really not a lot they can do. Just having to chew a bit of dirty air on that first upwind after that start. There's just not a lot of options with such a steady day here today.
I spoke to Ben Ainsley last night. He was concerned about pace. This will not be helping.
Even at the bottom of it here. They're probably into an early tag. Copy.
Yeah, the line he used, Shirley, with us was exactly what you were talking about. We need to find more horsepower. Well, you better find some major horsepower after this one. It's a long way to go, though, so we shouldn't be doubting Thomas's to say as much. A 51-second delta. Peter, what do you make of what INEOS Britannia's up to at the moment?
Well, they're looking up the track saying, my goodness, those guys have got serious pace, and I think New Zealand are right in the range of wind conditions that the boat just is loving it. Just in terms of the lead bleed for INEOS, at the first mark rounding they were 37 seconds behind Emirates Team New Zealand. The last time at the top mark it was out to, what, 52 seconds. So it looks like New Zealand are quicker upwind, and downwind INEOS can match the New Zealanders on the downwind leg, but all the damage is being done going up on the upwind legs, and of course there are 3 of them, and New Zealand are averaging out something like 20 seconds advantage each upwind leg.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate the time. Let's go on to the chase spot for INEOS Britannia there. Coach Rob Wilson joins us right now. Got to go right back to the start, Rob. That must have been a head shaker for you.
15 seconds here.
Yeah, it was a real tough one. Frustrating. You know, the guys are putting together a lot of manoeuvres just to try and get the advantage on the starboard side for that one. But obviously just didn't have quite enough speed for that last tack and caused a crash down.
Rob, we spoke to Ben last night and he was slightly concerned about pace. I mean, what are you taking from this race relative to horsepower?
Yeah, you know, there's definitely, we need to find a little bit more speed. We've got a few ideas where we can make some tweaks, which will certainly take us in the right direction. You know, and we're not far off, but we've got to get a little bit more, that's for sure.
Thanks for your time, Rob. We'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
So even the coach knows that they made a boo-boo at the start.
Yeah, great shot of the spray deflectors there on the vertical upstand of the foils as we're watching the boat sail upwind here and about 11 to 12 knots at the moment.
Okay.
Nice increase here. Maybe take it slightly.
20 to ley line.
And go all the way to it. Might as well go a little lay almost. Yeah, exactly.
Part of the fun of the America's Cup, Glenn, and you'll know this, you've been in the Cup as a defender and a challenger, is seeing the progress, race on race, week on week. That is part of it, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's a continual development process, and you have to absolutely manage the risk as you go forwards, but you absolutely need to keep developing, and that's absolutely the name of the game of what all these teams will be doing at the moment. It will be a consistent development right the way through this regatta series.
What you're thinking here?
I was thinking right turn, but
I think we'll get to it.
yeah, you should easy load. That's right phase at the moment, so I think it'll put you in phase at the beginning of the run.
When look down the boundary.
Really even.
Emirates Team in New Zealand heading to the top mark for the last time in race number 6. Remember, we'll see them again in race number 8 against Orient Express Race. They have a 2-race day today. But this looks good to give them a perfect record, like American Magic, who are up next against Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
About the same place again. Might just go here.
Happy to jump?
Hold, we get around. Sorry, there's 10. I would have made it, but didn't see worth it.
Looks like we've got good stuff down. She gets soft now.
Soft still. 20 seconds still there. Soft patch here. Slightly high mode here. Try and get ahead whilst you can. Mode at the moment. Patch to increase in 10. And I need you after the land here. Let's be on this mark. Copy it. Laying up. Yeah, we're late. There we go. Looking up now. Quite well. Okay, nice trap. Fucking away in 5. And set. Going 3.
INEOS Britannia, they too now round the top mark for the final time and head down on that downwind leg for leg number 6 and head home for the finish with lots of questions to be asked again.
Hold it. Good course. Nice. Let's go. Maybe a little lefty here. Let's go to the boundary here, Ben. Pop it. 20 to boundary. Hold all the way. Nice, 20 seconds.
The voice we're hearing is of Dylan Fletcher. He is port helm. An actually interesting fact, in the Tokyo Olympics, he just beat Peter Blair from New Zealand for the gold medal. It was right at the finish. So he may be new to the Cup, but he's not new to racing at the highest level against these guys.
And this is a head game too. So much of the elite sport, they use the 80% mental, 20% talent. That it comes down to it. Because sometimes, well, you know, Shirley, you're an elite athlete. You won 2 gold medals. How much of it was about 80% being mentally tough?
Well, you got to tick all the boxes, Stephen.
That was a compliment coming your way, Shirley.
Yep, luck doesn't play much of a part in winning a gold medal, that's for sure. Well, in some sports it does, but certainly not sailing.
Yeah, Dylan Fletcher is a real talent, a real racer, you know, a competitor, and he is so wanted that spot. He looked at the trajectory, at the career path of Pete Burling and Nathan Outridge. They'd won the Moth Worlds. They'd won a gold medal in the 49er, and he followed that. And here he is.
Very close to Lee with the shift.
Yep, the harder you work, the luckier you get. So success comes from a lot of hard work, especially here in the America's Cup. It's a huge team effort across the board there, and all the teams working extremely hard. It's not just about the helmsman, it's not just about the trimmers or the cyclors, it's about the whole team, and it's a package deal. And this boat here, I know what is behind the scenes at Emirates Team New Zealand, and it certainly is a package deal with a lot of fantastic people there, all working hard as all the teams are.
Emirates Team New Zealand will go 2-0 like American magic, and the perfect record to this point of the Louis Vuitton Preliminary Regatta, and they complete race 6 and they do it comfortably. Big play at the start, stuffed INEOS Britannia, and they've taken the win. 2-0, perfect record for the Defender.
They were pretty close.
Yeah.
Not sure they should be doing that.
He was motoring forward quite fast, eh?
I think they thought you were going to hold straight out of the jump. Oh, nice job, guys.
How come that went back to restart? Is that how it was?
We can now get one border.
Just apologies for some of the colourful language coming out of the cockpit of Emirates Team New Zealand.
Making a little bit more depth here. Yeah. Here we go, 5 seconds.
And INEOS Britannia, more questions will be asked. Yesterday, Subinese talked about needing more horsepower.
2, 1, turning up.
We'll see and try and get a reaction from him after the race, or at least maybe Dylan Fletcher. And they finished 52 seconds behind. Picked up some time downwind, but it's 2-0 for the Defender, 0-2 for the challenger of record.
Just try that stuff. Yeah, let's do it now. Yeah, 100%.
Confirmation of the official result of race number 6, and it's Emirates Team New Zealand, the Defender, 23 minutes and 8 seconds around the course, with the solid win against INEOS Britannia.
Just having a look at the pre-start here. This is really where the whole race was really dictated, and we just saw INEOS Britannia, a really tight turn there, just losing flow on the inside board there and coming off the foils. Pretty much from there it was just a pedal to the metal drag race for Emirates Team New Zealand. Managed to stay on the foils, and it was just time on distance to the start, and away they went. Basically, gate 4, Emirates Team New Zealand, pretty much just having to sail the boat cleanly from here. Not a lot of options for INEOS Britannia to make up the ground that they actually lost at the start line.
Too much, sorry.
Finish was pretty much just a coast through the line, 2 boards down, and hydrogen chase boat there getting a nice view out the window of an AC-75 as they rounded the mark.
So it will be a happy camp in Emirates Team New Zealand. Let's go on board with Peter Burling. Pete, you've got to be pumped with the way that start went.
Yeah, it's always nice to get off the line well, and thought we were going to be in for a good battle around the racetrack, but it's always nice to mix it up in the pre-starts. We all know how important they are, and it's great to be able to take that opportunity and really shut the race down.
Pete, we saw you practicing those pre-starts before kickoff. You know, how much is that a priority in this regatta for your team?
I mean, everything's a priority. You know, I think if you get an even start, you've got to be able to sail the boat fast and tack well, and if you're behind, you've got to be able to do that as well. But it definitely makes your life a lot easier if you get a good one.
Thanks for your time, Pete. Leave you alone. You've got another race against the French coming up.
Eddie, thanks, guys.
Let's go on board INEOS Britannia. Ben Ainsley joins us right now. Ben, does the word frustration ring true about that race?
Yeah, it was another tough one. Obviously, all happened in the start. We tried something a little bit different and didn't work out for us. But, you know, it's probably better to try it now and learn a few things than next week.
Ben, it's Glenn here. You're obviously throwing the boat around really comfortably there. Just a little unlucky with that sort of inside foil, just getting a little slow and coming off. But you're certainly throwing the boat around, so that's a good sign for things to come power-wise.
Yeah, I think so. The guys work, really hard on the training. The cyclists to be able to power the boat up for all these manoeuvres. They do a great job for us. And it would be interesting to see what the deltas were around the course. The difference in headsail choice. A few other little bits and bobs to analyse and see how we're going against one of the top teams.
Nice, mate.
And Ben, just quickly, new partnership with Dylan Fletcher. I mean, it does not get harder, does it, working together in the pre-start like that? How tough is it?
It's a challenge, these pre-starts. We're up against the best guys out there, and we're practicing, we're trying different things. The comms with Dylan are going really well. He's doing a fantastic job for the team, so we'll be all right. We'll take a lot from that. We'll go away, have a bit of a huddle with Ian Williams, our start coach, and come back fighting.
Thanks for your time, Ben.
Thanks.
Oh, it's worth another look at this start, isn't it? I mean, New Zealand was hunting for the hook. GBR tried to defend, tried to escape, but then they just knew they just couldn't run away. They needed to stay near to the start line. Burling and his team had GBR on the back foot and truly punished them. A pretty hard lesson in how much the start and split-second decisions really count. Nice work, New Zealand.
So coming up next, it's American Magic, and the New York Yacht Club has a long and rich America's Cup history. For 132 years, guardians of the America's Cup, the longest winning run in sporting history. But it came to an end in 1983 when Australia won the Cup and took it down under. Now they're back, and they've charged the team at American Magic with the task of reclaiming sailing's holy grail.